Today on the Hampton Road Show, it's Fitness Week and we're sharing more weight loss success stories. Today you'll meet Nancy Matheny. With the help of One Life Fitness, she was able to reach her weight loss goal and beat breast cancer at the same time.
If your goal in 2012 is to quit smoking, a local filmmaker has something he wants you to see. I'm Cheryl Tan. I'll bring you his hands-on lessons that may help you quit for good.
The exercise is great. I feel good after that.
Biking, hiking, skating, and walking. You can do it all at the Great Dismal Swamp Canal Trail. We'll stop by for a visit on our special Fitness Week edition of Postcards from Hampton Roads.
If it's in Hampton Roads, it's on the Hampton Roads Show.
And a very good welcome to our Hampton Roads Show. Our live audience today is from Aberdeen Gardens Historic Museum in Hampton. They're gearing up for a Black History Month celebration at their gardens. We'll get the details straight ahead.
And it's also Virginia Beach Restaurant Week. All this week we're featuring great spots to dine out in Virginia Beach. Today we have Chef Brad Kelly. He's the executive chef from Catch 31 in Salacia in the kitchen, whipping up a couple of dishes you can try: bronzed Atlantic flounder and butterscotch creme brulee.
He picked that big old flounder up and laid it on the counter.
It in the kitchen. And they have other dishes that they're just showcasing. It's amazing. Like, what do you do?
They've been busy. Look, there it is.
Look at that.
Look at the size of that flounder. That's a doormat right there.
Own cooler.
That's a big boy.
Hey guys, guess what?
What?
Today the Hampton Road Show celebrates 2 years. Where's the confetti? Stephanie is supposed to blow out the confetti. We don't have any, okay.
No longer babies, but toddlers. We're going to terrorize you in a whole new way moving forward.
Yes, but of course, you know, you kind of look back. I've been on the show now for 9 months, and they tell me it seems like I've been here for 3 years. I guess
in a great way.
In a great way? Okay.
Yes. In a great
Somebody
way.
said dog years.
Dog years.
Dog years. You've been here for quite a while.
Years, yeah.
I'm the rookie.
You're the newbie.
5 months maybe.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure my way around the set. I get lost every now and then. Help me out, please. Help me.
Myself and Stephanie Cook and a couple of the folks on the crew are probably the only ones who can say we've been here since the very beginning.
Yeah.
The very beginning. And it just
we
keeps
bow
getting
down
better. No,
to
it's not like that, but
down
it's just,
to
it
you.
keeps getting better and better.
That's awesome. Come a long way.
Now we have a red couch, which is awesome.
Yeah. Hello.
Who would have thought that?
Hello.
In February 2009, when we weren't even in the studio at all, that we'd someday, you know, be on WAVY TV with a red couch.
Are you shedding a tear?
Chris and
Stop, girl. Yeah. Stop. You're going to be, okay.
All right.
But of course it is Virginia Beach Restaurant Week. We're highlighting great spots to dine out in. We're going to check with Chef Brad Kelly from Catch 31 in Salacia. But we just wanted to know, we have so many comments that we get about the recipes that we're going to make. We just wanted to know, and we put the recipes on our website. Have you ever tried to make a recipe from a chef that you've seen in the Hampton Roadshow kitchen? And how did it come out? What was it? Was it a masterpiece? Was it a disaster?
Yeah,
did you kind of make it your own?
The chefs make it look so easy, and we want to know, have you tried it, and did you find it easy?
Yeah.
So.
I know my mom has made a couple of dishes.
Yep.
She's gone on, she's like, I tried this and I tried that. Of course, she puts her little spin on it, but nonetheless, she's tried a lot of the dishes here in the kitchen. I haven't tried any yet. I'm always like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try that, but we just get to taste it at the end of the show. And, and then I'll just go to the restaurant.
Nothing wrong with that.
Can I have that?
No, that's right. You can always say, boy, I like the way the chef does that, and I'm going to go see him. All right, let us know about your attempts at cooking at home. And it is Fitness Week, as you mentioned, and Cheryl Tan's going to join us in a little bit with one of her What's Your Problem pieces, and it's talking about how, you know, if you could quit smoking, that is a huge step in the right direction for fitness. But smokers in Hampton Roads, according to groups that do things like clean up the bay, say people throw out enough cigarette butts, listen to this, in a year to fill more than 7 Olympic-sized pools.
Oh my goodness.
And they say a lot of those you know, pollutants end up in the Chesapeake Bay. This is from a delegate in Henrico County. So, I mean, there's a lot of toxins in there. So he's proposed a bill, Delegate Morrissey has proposed a bill that requires smokers convicted of littering with a cigarette butt to pay a $100 civil fine to the Litter Control and Recycling Fund. I think that's more than fair.
I agree too.
Well, you know, I'm sure it is, like yourself, it is a pet peeve of non-smokers to see a smoker just flick the butt out the window
But
in a
even
car.
if you're a smoker, I mean, do you want your child picking up a cigarette butt at the beach? You know, I mean, it is gross.
I mean, they do end up in the bellies of fish and birds and all kinds of wildlife, and because they think it's food.
Yeah.
And most people think that cigarette butts are biodegradable, which they're not.
Yeah.
The filters are plastic, and it takes a long time for them to break down.
Yeah,
So,
I
and
agree. I think
it's a huge nuisance.
It's more than fair, and hopefully, if you get slapped with a fine, you'll think twice
Yeah.
next time
I
before
think
you
it's
decide
gonna
to
be
flick it out.
a tough one to enforce, though. That's going to be a tough one to
See
enforce.
who catches it. It's only-
We all need to be allowed to make citizens arrest. 'Cause
Citizens
Chris
arrest.
and I have talked about
Yeah,
it. We
that'd
are
be
the type
nice.
of person who'll be like, "Hey, you dropped something." If we're walking on a sidewalk behind a smoker who does that,
Yeah.
we are that person who's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's yours. So if we had like a little badge,
It'd be nice if
roll up in a little scooter.
it'd be nice if smokers just could police themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
It's
just
not
try to
cool.
quit. Try to quit. That'd be great for your
you
fitness.
see the Hampton Roadshow
for your
cube
health.
slowing down.
Yeah. Is that a cigarette butt?
Put a little red light on the top of it. Caught another.
All right.
All right, it's not fun.
Let us know your comments on our 2 hot topics, of course, on our Facebook fan page. And, of course, tell your friends, follow us on Twitter at HR_show. In the meantime, we're going to bring in meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler. Good morning.
Have you been with this
I'll bring
for
myself in.
2 years? You've been with this 2 years? Have
You've
you
been here for the whole thing.
I've been here sort of for 2 years.
Wow.
Sort of not.
Okay.
I filled in quite a bit at first. Yeah.
That counts. That counts.
2 years, huh? Does it feel like 10 years?
It feels like a very long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a good and bad way. So, you know.
It'll take more than good.
I'm
More than
kidding.
good.
More
Hey,
in a
it's
good way. In a good
super
way.
windy outside.
Is it? Yeah. I didn't come in when it was super windy, but I came in when it was super warm. I mean,
Yeah.
we
Well,
had
The front's
And
going
warm
through, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's already through. I mean, right now the temperatures are, in the mid to upper 40s. Earlier this morning, we had the temperature drop from the 60s to the 50s to the 40s. It dropped quite a bit. So as we go through the afternoon, this is what we're dealing with. I got 48 because that's kind of what we're at about now, 45 to 48. Temperatures this afternoon, though, going to be in the lower 40s. So that's why that blue arrow's on there. 47 for a high Thursday, Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, warm temperatures, but I got a good chance for rain Saturday, and now it looks like early Sunday also a chance for some showers. So hopefully we dry out in the afternoon on Sunday and get a chance to enjoy some of that warmer weather. Let's take a look at the pop quiz for today. If you add up all the interstates in Hampton Roads, then what number do you get? Think about that. Think about all the interstates out there and submit your answer to thehamptonroadshow.com.
I'm going to take a good guess, but I'm going to head over to the kitchen while you guys tell them what they can win.
I know, we're right on the verge of season 11 of American
Season
Idol.
11.
Wow.
All right, so today's winner will receive an American Idol prize pack. Season 11 tonight, the premiere. You can see it on our sister station, Fox 43, 8 o'clock. Who's going to win?
They say it's the best talent pool ever.
Imagine that. They say that every year.
All right, it is Virginia Beach Restaurant Week. We are in the kitchen with Chef Brad Kelly, executive chef at the Hilton Virginia Beach Oceanfront sous chef Eric Malzahn. I've been saying your last name in my head over and over again.
Sounds good.
This is a spread. Just explain what we're making today first.
Today we have this beautiful fresh flounder from about 50 miles from here, caught fresh for us. That we have suppliers who go out and get the fish exactly the way we want.
Exactly.
Cutting fish twice a day. We have 3 full-time butchers cutting fish.
Really?
Always breaking it down, ready to go. Freshest fish in the beach for sure.
Nice. Okay.
Then we're going to bronze it. We're going to serve it over a little spaghetti squash, a vanilla puree, nice and light in honor of Health Week. Gluten-free. And we're also going to have young Morgan make some desserts for us.
Yeah, we
we
can't
have
forget the dessert.
butterscotch creme brulee, a chocolate truffle cake. These are all part of the Restaurant Week menus. We have a little miniature salmon burgers with a nice green gata sauce, some fresh chips, and a little deviled egg for fun. Some fish tacos that we do a Vietnamese flavor in style of the like a banh mi. And then we have a lovely winter harvest salad with lots of spinach and grapes and pecans and great stuff.
You guys are out doing yourselves, so I'm not going to take up any more time. When we come back, we're going to get started on all this because we don't want to waste any. Chef Brad and Eric, thanks so much.
Got it, thanks. Sure.
All right, Virginia Beach Restaurant Week is on through Sunday.
That's right.
Still ahead, it's all about getting in shape and staying fit this week on the show. When we come back, we'll hear another success story from a woman who not only reached a weight loss goal, but she's also beating cancer and says One Life Fitness has changed her life.
And one of the best things you can do for your overall fitness is put out that cigarette. On this week's What's Your Problem, Cheryl Tan talks with a local filmmaker who has a different approach toward inspiring smokers to become quitters.
All right, we're back now on the Hampton Road Show with Brad Kelly, executive chef from Catch 31 Fish House and Bar, just one of the fantastic eateries participating in Virginia Beach Restaurant Week. He and his sous chef, Chef Eric Malzahn, they're whipping up a couple of dishes. I'm just flying around the kitchen because you don't want to miss this. We have a bronze Atlantic flounder, and a little bit later we're going to show you that butterscotch creme brulee.
That's right.
You guys were getting started, but of course we want to focus first on the flounder.
Let me say here real quick, we had a spaghetti squash, if you saw me when I first started. We steam it for about 6 or 7 minutes, let it cool, and you scrape it out with a fork.
Okay.
It's a very underutilized squash, and it's super easy, and you don't need a jackhammer to break it open like you do a butter squash. So what we're serving here, I'm going to break the flounder down, and I already have one cooked up. Some Napa cabbage, some roasted pears, some celeriac puree. I blend that up.
Which is what Chef Eric is stirring up.
That is.
Okay.
This is the celeriac puree. Take that back there.
This is the puree. Okay.
Yes. And then we're going to break the flounder down. Let me tell you a little bit about our fish here.
Please do, yes.
We are very lucky at Catch 31 to have the freshest fish in the area for sure. And going for the East Coast. But we have suppliers who we say, we want a flounder this big. We want it this fresh. We want to know how many days it's out of the water. We have three full-time butchers who just butcher fish back in a cold room.
That's all they do?
That's it.
Wow.
That's all they do is butcher fish. So I'm going to give you a quick demo here. Best part about buying a flounder is we can rip this up and we have great bones to make stock. Pretty much any intimidation with stock is just pretty much just throw the bones in water and cook it with a little wine and you're good.
Now the key obviously is to work with it right after it's hot.
4 quarter panels, yep. 4 quarter panels on a flounder. So you basically, I'm only going to take 1 quarter panel off. You go down, you just get against the bone.
Wow.
Of course, a sharp knife here. Rip it up, watch out.
Kind of hang over here. Wow.
There we go. This guy's going to get flopped around over here.
Oh my God. And he brought in his own cooler.
All right.
Nice.
And then what we do is you get a quick, clean it up quick. I saw yesterday that they serve the rockfish on the bone.
We've had the
there
rockfish.
That goes. Take it off the bone real quick, off the skin. You can serve the skin on. Certain fish we like the skin on. I'll be honest, the humans don't really love the skin that much.
Yeah.
I love the skin.
Okay.
Crispy skinned bass and stuff is nice, but you have to be careful with it.
So
then we do it, and then we cut it into nice portions, 6-7 ounce portions. And these guys here, we're lucky enough to use for the fish tacos. So we have some fish tacos over here, which are also on the Restaurant Week menu.
Okay.
And then, so that's the breakdown of the flounder, and I'm going to plate the dish for you.
All right, because you guys are whipping through. I want to tell you about Virginia Beach Restaurant Week. It runs now through Sunday. More than 50 restaurants are participating, including Rudy's, Boardwalk, Swan Terrace, Trade Winds, and many, many more. Catch 31
That flounder goes into the bronze seasoning here, which we have the recipe on, a little sugar, some secret spice, can't tell you about it.
Okay.
And we go ahead and cook it in a pan.
All right, got 2 minutes left, so what do we need to do to plate and get it ready to go?
We're plating right now. I told him we'd get there. There we are. Plate chef.
There it is. Like magic of TV. You've done this before, huh? All right, Chef Eric, what are you working on?
Celery puree goes down first. This is real nice. Eric, you want to grab the
I feel like I'm in your way. I'm just going to step back. You
Boom,
guys
right
just
down there. Boom, right down there. Spaghetti squash.
Is this how it is in the kitchen?
This is not even close to the kitchen.
Not even
in the
close?
kitchen, it's havoc.
Really?
If we want to serve good food, it's got to be havoc.
Tell me about Restaurant Week. How's it been going?
Restaurant Week, well, I'll tell you about Restaurant Week. We were there till 1 o'clock in the morning last night.
Really?
That's the start. Then we have a little Napa cabbage. Again, like I said, this is gluten-free. This year with the desserts and all the appetizers, and we're really trying to focus on health.
All right.
I think balance is the key. Proteins, flavor, texture.
Yeah.
You don't have to put a bunch of fat on everything. So then we plate our bass here. Eric, grab a spatula, please. Sure. Now.
Sorry. I don't want to get in your way. I'm going to hang behind you.
Eric is moved here from the Keys, from Michigan.
Did you now?
And he's here. He pretty much is the backbone of the place for us.
What do you think of Virginia Beach?
Loving it. So we have here a little bit of vanilla butter that goes on there.
All right, you're close to near done.
We are more than near done.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Awesome.
There it is. Get that.
Audience. Oh, go ahead.
Creme brulee coming up.
Yes, but Chef Morgan.
Chef Morgan will be up. Next segment, we have young Chef Morgan, 21-year-old superstar. Graduated from Johnson Wales in Miami, and she's lucky enough to work with me.
Nice.
Oh, that's right.
High five, high five. All right, audience, can you just clap it up for Chef Brad Kelly and Eric? That was amazing.
Thank you.
For a complete list of menus, price points, and more information, you can always log on to dineinvb.com. You guys rock this out.
Just come to Catch 31.
Just come to Catch 31 Salacia.
Salacia, too. We have nice 3-course in Salacia. I would be there right now if I wasn't working, for sure.
Awesome.
And then I would come to Catch 31, eat 2 meals, and be real full.
We're going to get with you next morning. Thanks so much, Chef Eric, as well.
Thank you.
Jeez, I need a nap after
I
that.
know.
They just-
It's exhausting.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'd love to see them in action.
Well, the good news is we do put the recipes, in case they go so fast like that, in the Hampton Roadshow kitchen. We put the recipes and the how-to online so that if you wanted to try to make it later on, you can do that. So that was one of our hot topics today. We asked folks if they ever tried to make something at home that they saw made here in the Hampton Roadshow kitchen. And Robbie says she actually made a chicken salad that I made.
Wow.
One time we did our own recipes in here. That's so funny.
That's kind of safe, really.
I
Chicken
know.
salad, I mean.
I know, but it was like a pesto chicken. It's good.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Right. There's nothing safe about it. It's very
Really?
risky.
Well, you know, tuna
Very
salad's my
edgy.
specialty.
And Eggy Schmeggy. Let us not
Eggy
forget.
Schmeggy.
Louisa says she hasn't tried anything yet, but she loves watching when she's available. Now, Jesse says he has made mango salsa, steak dishes from Williamsburg, some of the fish dishes from the Outer Banks, and he said he and his girlfriend really have a good time trying some of the recipes from the Hampton Roadshow.
I know a lot of our firefighter friends out there. They watch and they like to eat.
Well, they have to
and they've
cook.
tried a lot of our recipes. So
Yep.
appreciate that.
Jesse's a firefighter. Did you know that? Is that
I
what you're
didn't
saying
know
now?
that. I didn't know that.
Yes, he is.
All right, Jesse.
In fact, he suggested Hampton Station 2 as a postcard for Hampton Roads, which is next week, Jesse.
Very cool.
All right, next time we'll talk about cigarette butts.
A lot going on there. All right, well, it's hard to get away from news of the negative health effects of cigarettes. The results of smoking on your body are pretty well publicized.
Yeah, talking about cigarette butts, and yet despite higher costs and bad press, smokers still have a tough time quitting, which is why one Virginia Beach filmmaker is hoping to help smokers quit with a different type of approach. She says smokers may not realize what's inside cigarettes, and he says if they did, they would put them out right away. His solution in today's What's Your Problem? We are getting quite an education today, the science behind cigarettes. The goal, of course, is to get people to stop smoking. Our teacher in this endeavor is Sean Cohen, a filmmaker and an author, and he's starting off with a bit of a test for us. Sean, how did you get started with this video series?
I wrote a book on cancer prevention. It's all about chemicals in foods, gum, candy, and cigarettes. 4 chapters are on cigarettes. And that got me into the research of what is in a cigarette, which blew me away.
Let's go to the test and start asking questions.
All right. Why are cigarettes white? The paper is bleached white.
Ooh.
Why does it take up to 15 years for a filter to disintegrate? A lot of people will guess a sponge, and it's very hard to rip open, but they're wrong. It's not a sponge. If you cut open a filter and you compare it to fiberglass insulation from an attic, it actually has tiny glass microcrystals that filter the tar, some of it, and keep your fingers cool so you can smoke it down to the nub and get your full cigarette. The filter is there to filter the tar and cool.
But some gets through.
But some gets through. The fiberglass, the glass wool that's inside of the filter, escapes into your mouth, your throat, and your lungs. This is a black caulking, but it resembles tar. If you take the tar and you mix it together with the fiberglass with your fingers, and I've got a handy wipe so you can get this off.
Thank you for that.
This is what's going on in somebody's lungs.
Ew.
Okay, a pack-a-day smoker has 2 cups of this in their lungs in a year. Why are cigarettes so addicting?
The nicotine.
Everyone knows about the nicotine, but do they know how strong the nicotine is? In the 1960s, Marlboro and Kool used ammonia to freebase the nicotine to make it up to 35 times as strong. So smoking a pack today, 20 cigarettes, is like smoking 700 cigarettes in 1960. A company called Monsanto actually bioengineers the seedling of the tobacco plant with Roundup, which is a pesticide.
So there's pesticide in the cigarette?
In the plant, in the tobacco leaves, in the cigarette, yes. So the plant grows out of the ground that has pesticide in it as part of its makeup. And if you smell the pesticide, so I have everybody, it's awful.
Oh my gosh. So this is...
You're smoking that. Why do cigarettes burn so hot, so evenly, and never go out in heavy wind? The paper that it's wrapped in is not just paper. The fibers are a cross matting of cellulose acetate, which is a plastic, just like photo film. This keeps the cigarette burning evenly and keeps it from going out so that it's an efficient nicotine delivery device. Everyone thinks it's just the nicotine, but actually all the chemicals are affecting the central nervous system, and they're making you tired and making you feel horrible. So the nicotine is actually relief from that feeling. It's temporary relief from the cigarette hangover.
People who manage to put down the cigarette sometimes end up picking the spoon up and gaining some weight. So we're here talking with raw food coach Karen Cooper, who has some ways to help people make that transition. It's not an easy one.
Well, it's not an easy one, and it's something that you have to want to do. And what that is when you quit cigarette smoking, you are going to be hungrier. Most people don't think to pick up green leafy vegetables to feed their blood. When you stop smoking, you have dirty blood. So you can reverse any illness by eating leafy green vegetables. Any illness, high blood pressure, diabetes. It's never too late to change and heal your life. It's never too late.
Quitting cigarettes is the foundation of health.
It was such an eye-opening conversation with those two. I can still smell that pesticide that Sean had me smell. Yeah, and the bottom line, though, is people have to want to quit in order to hear this message fully. He calls his program 14 and Out because he says you need that much time, 14 days, to wean yourself from the nicotine and the other chemicals in the cigarettes. He also says 95% of smokers will go back to smoking without help within 6 months because it's a behavioral as well as a chemical addiction. He teaches a class, so if you'd like more information, it's right there on your screen. The next one is Saturday, February 11th at Town Center Fitness at the beach from 10 to 11 a.m. For more details, we're going to link his website to thehamptonroadshow.com.
Wow, very eye-opening when you put it into perspective and break down what the cigarette is made of. I didn't know that. That's
all in one little package. It's pretty amazing.
Wow, great one. All right, thanks, Cheryl. Still ahead on the Hampton Roads Show, we're talking with Nancy Matheny, a breast cancer survivor who credits One Life Fitness classes for helping save her life.
And in this week's postcard from Hampton Roads, if you like to work out outside, we found the perfect place to exercise your options.
And don't forget our pop quiz. You could win an American Idol prize pack. Just log on to HamptonRoadshow.com. Click on the pop quiz button on the right-hand corner of the screen. The Hampton Roads Show, our live audience today is from Aberdeen Gardens Historic Museum in Hampton, and they're just one of the places you can celebrate Black History Month. Here now to tell us more is Ryan LaFata from Hampton Convention and Visitors Bureau. Ryan, first of all, welcome to the Hampton Roads Show. Tell me about Aberdeen Gardens and some history behind the museum.
Yeah, sure. Aberdeen Gardens was actually established in the 1930s under FDR's new settlement deal. It was built for African Americans by African Americans. It was finished in 1937, and this year will be the 75th anniversary of Aberdeen Gardens this November. And they do a Black History Month breakfast every February. This will be the 15th annual year and takes place February 4th at the Crown Plaza in Hampton Marina Hotel in Hampton.
Okay, if you take me inside the museum, I'm sure there's a lot of great art. I see some wire art from Jasper Williams, who does a great job. I'm sure there's really some neat things inside.
There is. This is actually one of the door prizes this year for the breakfast. And inside the home, you'll see what an original home of Aberdeen looked like. It's just really interesting, some of the original things that were in the home.
I know there's more than just a breakfast. You have other things planned in the future for Aberdeen Gardens?
Yeah, we do. Aberdeen Gardens has events all year long. This is just one of the things that kicks off Black History Month in Hampton. Some of the other events we have, the Virginia Air and Space Center has an event called From Rockets to Race Cars. That's the week after. That'll be on February 11th. And that'll feature members of the Tidewater chapter of the Tuskegee Airmen. So with the Red Tails movie coming out, it's going to be a great tie-in. You can bring in a child. Child actually get in free with a paying adult. So,
Ryan, I've never been there. How large is the museum?
The museum is actually the size of a regular home. Would say it's
about 600 square feet in the museum. I have the annex building. Next door has about 950 square feet.
And I know this is a source of great pride for you in Hampton?
Certainly, I'm an original.
An original?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me when is the breakfast and how people can find out more?
Well, the breakfast will actually take place on February 4th. It's from 8:30 to 11 at the Crown Plaza Hampton Marina Hotel. The cost is $25, and the guest speaker will be Dr. Sarah Moten.
And some lucky winner will take home an original piece of artwork from Jasper Williams.
Yes, this is the door prize.
There you go. All right, guys, thank you very much. Once again, the Aberdeen Gardens Historic Museum. You can go to the breakfast February 4th. Find out more at visithampton.com. Ryan LaFata and you guys, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
All right, gang's all here in the kitchen with Chef Brad Kelly from Catch 31. I almost burned my hand on that, but we're going to get started on the butterscotch creme brulee with Chef Morgan. When we come back, stay with us. You won't want to miss it.
And also ahead today, it's Fitness Week on the Hampton Roads Show, so we're sharing the story of Nancy Matheny, 3 years, 50 pounds, and 8 sizes later. She She says she's the healthiest she's ever been. Hear how she's transformed her life even after battling cancer next.
Well, it's always encouraging to hear a good success story, especially when it comes to staying fit.
Yes, Nancy Matheny is the perfect example. She is a breast cancer survivor who takes 7 classes a week, but she says she's healthier than ever, and she credits the classes at One Life Fitness for helping save her life. For many people, a new year means a new start, and when it comes to getting in shape, One Life has many options that you can do, one being their fitness classes. I'm here with Nancy Matheny, who's been a member of One Life for about 3 years now, and she takes 7 to 8 different classes a week. But Nancy, you also have a personal story behind why you decided to get back in shape. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And after all my surgeries, I needed to get back in shape. I had gained a lot of weight and wasn't happy with where I was health-wise, and signed up before they ever opened, and started coming immediately as soon as they opened. I started with Body Pump, and I have built up to about 8 classes a week, and I've lost 50 pounds and about 8 dress sizes.
How energetic are the classes for someone who wants to come take them?
They're amazing, but you start out at your own level. I know that people peek in and they think, I can't do that, and you start where you can and you build up. You can't come in and load up your bar for a Body Pump immediately. You have to build up from class to class. When you feel like you can move up on your weights, then you do. The same with step, the same with attack. As long as you keep moving in the classes, you're going to burn calories, and eventually you build up your stamina. So there's no excuse for not taking a class or coming to the gym. The gym opens at 5, classes start at 6.
And lastly, what advice would you give to perhaps a woman who's going through breast cancer or recovery, or just someone who wants to get back and get into shape and maybe is a little bit intimidated by all of the classes that are offered?
Definitely come and keep coming to the classes. Don't think that you can't do it. I'm the oldest one in the classes that I take, but I hope that's inspiring to the younger people who come in. And just take your time. Just keep moving. You don't have to do the moves. You don't have to use the step. As long as you keep moving and you build up your stamina, and you just have to keep a positive attitude that you can do this and that it is for your health to, prolong your life. In, a year, you're much farther than you were when you started the class. And then you can encourage other people to come and say, look, I can do it, so you can do it.
Awesome. Well, your story is very inspiring, hopefully inspiring to a lot of people to get up off the couch, come in and get in shape. And like you said, there's classes going on all the time at One Life Fitness, and you can always come in and grab a schedule, or you can always visit them online. They're also on Facebook and Twitter as well. Nancy, thanks so much. Great story.
Thank you.
All right, One Life has several locations across Hampton Roads. This one was filmed in Norfolk. That address is 1900 Monticello Avenue. You can give them a call, 248-4800, or check them out online. That address is onelifefitness.com.
She had beautiful mermaid hair.
That was neat. Very neat and very inspiring.
Probably not going to find a lot of smokers around the old gym.
I don't think she's a smoker, and if she doesn't smoke, we know she doesn't litter as well.
Yeah, and that is one of our hot topics today. We were asking what you think about a local politician proposing a bill that if you are caught throwing a cigarette butt on the ground, $100.
Wow.
$100 per butt.
I'm for it.
A lot of folks in the buzz are for it. Dana says, I can't stand looking out my window on the sides of the road and seeing nasty butts lying around, that and trash that's littering either way. Trash, cigarette butts, same thing. But a lot of folks are bringing up the problem that there could be in actually enforcing this. Harry says, are they going to have a special task force to enforce this? Yes, it's going to be me and Chris.
That's right. We'll go around and slap people on the wrist.
Oh, that's nice of you. All right, Shannon says, yes, those things are nasty. I hate when they come flying lit at my car still. That's what Ariane was saying, is when somebody throws it out without putting it out.
And the sparks are flying.
She's afraid her car's going to explode if she drives over it.
I
don't know if that would happen, but still, it's unsettling when you see sparks in the middle of the road. Let's see. Becky says, who's going to police this? If your answer is the police, don't you think they already have enough on their plate? I'm going to give that one to you, Beck. They're very busy. But I think it's kind of like anything else. If they're there and they see it, the fine.
I read
like
that
seatbelts or something.
I read that the city of San Francisco pays $33 million to clean up cigarette butts in their city, and they're taxing each pack sold 33 cents to help pay for the cleanup. So that's a huge problem.
Yeah, and you know, I can see where a lot of smokers feel like their rights are getting smaller and smaller and smaller in terms of where they can smoke and when they can smoke and all that. But I mean, a tax like that, you know, to just tax the cigarettes, I mean, a non-smoker is probably very unlikely to be the one who's pitching the butts out. So
we just say it comes back to common sense. Don't be a litter bug.
Plus, I mean, all that gross stuff that the Cheryl Tan's piece, the butts are, hopefully some folks will be more inspired to quit today, and then we won't even have to talk about where the butts go. Okay, Angie said about time, and she said that smokers should throw their butts in ashtrays on the road.
And speaking of time, we're out of time. It's time to go back to the kitchen.
Why smoke when you can eat? Back in the kitchen with Brad Kelly, executive chef at Catch 31 in Virginia Beach, along with Morgan Phipps, one of the pastry cooks. Like, he just, you know, hyped you up in our last segment. We've already put together the tasty bronze Atlantic salmon. Now it's time for dessert, butterscotch creme brulee.
Yep,
Take it away.
Butterscotch creme brulee, which young Morgan is going to put. I always say young Morgan or Motown. Everybody's got a nickname.
I like
in the kitchen.
it.
Usually, a lot of them probably can't say on TV, but all right. So what she's going to do here, I'm going to get her to talk and tickle her so she talks. She's going to make what we're making for this creme brulee here. It's a butterscotch creme brulee.
Okay.
It's small on purpose. We're trying to focus on smaller desserts. Me personally, you know, I don't want to eat a cake the size of my head and go home and feel like garbage, especially if I'm going to join the health program there someday in the next time. But if you do join the health program, this is less guilty. This is not a 3,000 calorie dessert.
Okay.
It's more like 2,800. No,
that's all right.
And we're focusing a lot on healthy desserts, smaller desserts. Making sure I'd rather charge less and have a smaller dessert than charge $10 for a cake the size of my head.
Your head.
So on this dessert, we have these white chocolate caramel corn clusters, and we make caramel corn and we fold
white chocolate into the caramel corn, which we already have prepared.
That is, ooh, okay.
And all you do is you pour the white chocolate over the caramel corn.
All right.
Just like that.
And the key is to have it over the boiling water.
Yeah, you don't want the water touching the bottom of the bowl, but you just heat it slowly over the double boiler.
All right.
And you pour in the macadamia nuts and toasted coconut.
Okay.
You just mix this up.
The key is to work with it when it's warm.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to cluster. You want it to cluster. You want it to chill in the ramekins. If you let it sit now, it hardens up.
Okay.
This is straight chocolate. So just like a chocolate bar, it's tempered real nicely.
Okay.
White chocolate, 110 degrees. If you bring it any colder than that, any hotter than that, it's going to scorch up.
Smells
Get
good.
them in there so we can plate.
Okay. And look at this little number 31.
Yeah, Morgan, what she did is a little garnish you see here. She did a little 31 for Catch 31, give it a little bit of a signature look, and we do the same for Salacia.
Okay.
What I'm going to do while she's plating that is I am going to find my
blowtorch. Where does that blowtorch come in?
Where's the blowtorch?
Right
here.
There
Morgan's hiding it. She's afraid I'm going to light her on fire. All right, so we're going to be real careful with this or not, one or the other. And then what we do here to plate, we put a little sugar on top of the creme brulee, or a lot. I tell them make it like a skating rink.
All right.
Give it a little caramelization.
That doesn't take long. Ooh, look at that. Right before your eyes. Kids, don't try this at home.
That's all right. This is actually a pretty fun thing, pretty safe. All right, so keep going.
You want to get the whole top.
All right, yeah. You want it to caramelize. What you're doing there is you're giving it extra texture. You actually want that little bit of burnt.
Okay.
Because it gives another texture, as we call the fire department back there. So when we plate,
Chef Eric's got that.
What we do with these creme brulees, we don't put it in a bowl and brulee it. We actually put it in a flexible mold. Freeze it for a bit, flip it out, gives it a nicer presentation.
Okay.
So we have that little caramelization there.
All right.
And then Morgan's going to come help with the sauces.
All right. I know we still have some time left. But while you're plating and doing that, do you want to talk about some of your other dishes?
Sure do. Morgan, tell them about your chocolate fudge or chocolate ganache cake there, and then
Which is this?
Okay, yes, right in front. It's a chocolate ganache cake that has toasted almonds on the bottom. And it has a nice brandied cherry sauce with it, and a vanilla buttercream topped with cocoa nibs, and then right where the ground amaretti cookies, which is just a traditional Italian biscuit, you get pistachio gelato.
Nice. Okay.
And then on top of this dessert here, Morgan, you go ahead and get the clusters. Very busy last night. She's probably sick of clusters, sick of me. I know she's sick of Eric.
She's like, wow.
But all right, so caramel clusters go around.
Okay.
Go ahead and plate that, Morgan. Get on there. Then we're going to grab the whipped cream.
All All right.
Where's that?
These are already, oh, we don't, do we, these shoes are showing how we did that.
Yep.
The caramel corn. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Then we're going to top it with a little whipped cream. Do you have the whipped cream over there, Morgan?
Whipped cream. Did it run away?
It ran away. That's okay.
Oh, I see it. It's right here.
There we go. Go ahead, whipped cream. And while she whipped creams it and uses our hemostats here to garnish it up, I'm going to get this out of
All
here.
right, we got about 30 seconds, yes.
30 seconds.
Yes.
Here's our menu. Catch
it out.
31 lunch. It's a heck of a deal. Get out there. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the items on the menu. We have a harvest salad, pecans, cranberries, grapes. It's really nice, flavorful, nice light lunch. We have a Vietnamese-style fish taco with a little chard lime. We have little mini twin salmon burgers that we serve with little lemon chips, a little green goddess herb sauce, cucumber, tomato, and of course our bronze flounder and Motown's lovely dessert.
All right, Catch 31 Fish House and Bar, 3001 Atlantic Avenue in Virginia Beach at the ocean front. You can always go online, catch31.com. Give them a call, 213-3474. You're part of Virginia Beach Restaurant Week, which runs now through Sunday. Or just go on down.
Catch, Salacia, Mahi-Mas. Great selections. Come and join us. Come and join us. We'd love to have
Kelly,
you.
we thank you,
you.
Morgan and Eric.
Thanks
you guys
for
rocked
having
it out.
us. Thank you.
One big happy family over there, isn't it?
Absolutely. All right, from Restaurant Week to Fitness Week here on the Hampton Roads Show, our postcard from Hampton Roads is the perfect place to go at your own speed. We're going to head for the Great Dismal Swamp Canal Trail.
Oh my. Well, back on the Hampton Roads Show with our friends from Bayport Credit Union, and today we're talking about how January is a great time of year to evaluate your financial portfolio and adjust your pre-tax and post-tax deductions. Joining us now is Bayport's Human Resources Specialist, Jennifer Rivera, with more. Welcome to the Hampton Roads Show, Jennifer.
Thank you.
It is that time of year to take a really close look at the portfolio. What is some advice you can give people out there?
Well, the best thing to do is to get out your pay stub, look at it, and analyze it. You know, a lot of times what I find is, you know, people do not look at those pay stubs. And what you need to do is to first look at the tax exemptions. You know, go seek a tax advisor. You know, you want to bring home as much as you can.
Of course.
You know, every payday. You don't want to give to Uncle Sam because he's going to get that in the end. So, and once you do that, you know, take a look at your pre and post-tax deductions. You know, those pre-tax deductions are things like your 401k, things like your medical care premiums. Those dollars come out before you get taxed. So if you can put more into your 401k, then do so. Because then what that does is it lowers your taxable wages.
The biggest mistake people make is not looking at that pay stub.
Yes, it is. It is. Because, you know, you assume that what you're bringing home, that take-home pay, you assume that, you know, that it's right. You assume that those premiums that are coming out, you assume that they're right. You know, take a look at it every single payday. And then, you know, if you need to adjust, you know, if you need to adjust those tax exemptions, if you need to adjust that retirement contribution, then you can do so.
Is that the easiest way to take home more money? Is the pre and post tax exemption?
Well, with the pre-tax exemptions, and also adjusting your tax exemptions.
Okay, talk to me how important it is to consult a tax advisor prior to making those changes.
That is the absolute best thing to do, because a tax advisor, you know, they know what they're talking about.
Right.
You know, that is their specialty, and they are going to guide you, you know, in the right direction. You know.
And this is a perfect time. And talk about how important it is at the beginning of the year to set that financial plan in place.
Well, it is the perfect time because it is a new year. You know, we're in January right now, so you've got 11 more months of you know, maximizing those contributions. And so starting now, you know, is the best thing to do.
Of course, I'm sure everybody has many more questions to ask, and you can get so much more financial help from our good friends from Bayport Credit Union. There are 14 locations across Hampton Roads. To find out more, log on to bayportcu.org. Jennifer Rivera, thanks for the advice, and this is the time of year to just do it.
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
All right, well, it is Fitness Week here on the Hampton Roads Show.
And we found the perfect place to ride, row, run, but don't go too fast or you'll miss the great scenery. Here's this week's postcard from Hampton Roads. Well, the yellow lines give away that this once was a road for cars, but these days the Great Dismal Swamp Canal Trail is for just about anything but. I want to introduce you to Letty Luke once again from Chesapeake's Park and Recreations Department, and what a great thing for the city of Chesapeake to have this multi-use trail.
That's right, absolutely. It's a wonderful opportunity for citizens to come out and enjoy our 8.5-mile trail here, which people, you can come out and go biking and hiking, or if you have a horse, you can go use your equestrian skills and go horseback riding. Just lots of opportunities. Even you can come out and skate with your rollerblades. So just have a wonderful time and get some recreation.
Maybe take in a little bit of nature. I mean, there's a lot of wildlife out here.
There's a tremendous amount of wildlife out here. We have lots of giant turtles out here, and we have raccoons. Anything you see in nature will be here. We have a strong black bear population, but they won't bother you. Come on out and don't be scared of them.
It's just part of the fun.
It's part of the fun, that's right. You can go fishing along here as long as you have the proper permits.
Yeah.
You can come out and enjoy the historical sites. This was part of the Underground Railroad. If you know a little bit about history, it's a very significant part of American history. There's a lock's keeper's house that dates back to 1805. This is the oldest working lock of its type in the United States. Just a lot of history along here and beautiful sights to see and a great recreational opportunity. So come on out and enjoy it. It is based on an old roadbed and it's very wide. It's basically about 25 feet wide all the way down for the 8.5 miles. If you have young children that want to go out and learn how to bike and are still on training wheels or something like that, it's a very safe place to be. You don't have to compete with cars. So you're kind of on your own as the way you want to do it. And if you want to take all day and picnic along the way down the trail, you can do that too.
Right, the exercise is great. And I feel good after that. And it sustains me all through the week. I feel good. The whole thing is just gorgeous down here. I look forward to doing this. So look forward to your show in the morning too, quite frankly.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm going to get in, you know, you may be higher ups and so I want to give you an extra boost on that.
We're not editing any of this out. It was nice talking with you. Thanks so much.
It's a pleasure.
Take care.
You can do that.
You have a couple huge events out here too.
We do. We have Swamp Stomp, which brings in about 1,500 to 2,000 runners, and we do that in April. I think it's April 14th this year. We have Paddle for the Border, which is a little later in the year, which is May 5th. We have at least 350 kayakers, canoeists in there. Just a tremendous turnout, and everybody loves both of those events.
All right, we'll be sure to let people know where they can get more information about Paddle for the Border or the Dismal Swamp Stomp, a half marathon, if maybe folks have set that for a fitness goal, and all the things that are still to come for this one of a kind in the United States.
Absolutely.
Paved multi-use trail along the Dismal Swamp Canal. When you visit, make sure you tell them the Hampton Road Show sent you. So if you've been in the area, you know they built a new Route 17. So there was talk about, you know, tearing up the old road, and they said, wait a second, let's keep it. So, I mean, it's 8.5 miles, nice and wide, nice and straight. If you've got kids learning how to ride a bike that can't handle a lot of twists and turns and things like that, it's a great place to come down.
I've got one. All right.
I know you got one. You got a couple of those.
Bears, right? That's it.
But you know what? I asked Bob, my new agent, if he had ever seen bears out there, and he said he's seen a bear 3 times, and he said really, you know, he stops and looks at them, and they look at him, and then they, you know, go about their business, and he keeps pedaling along.
That's got to be rare.
Yeah, I know. They're going to renovate that lock's keeper's cabin too, so stay tuned for that. That will probably be a postcard in itself in the future, but thanks to the city of Chesapeake for that.
Very good. Okay, thanks, Gary. Let's pull out that pop quiz for today. A little math problem in there, and you know, if you add up all of the interstates in Hampton Roads, then what number do you get? Not the number of miles, but just the interstates.
I know it's going to be divisible by 8.
264.
I was going to say
I've got
8,
like 6.
I don't know.
No, I mean, you know, think about not, and you know, you add up the signs basically. So when you add up 64, 264, 464, 564. A lot of people forget that one. 1,000.
Is that interstate? 564 is
He's
interstate?
saying he's adding all. like you're adding 64 plus 264.
Yep.
That's all right.
It's all right. It's a math problem. You know, I know you're not too good at math.
That's why we're on TV, buddy. That's
all right,
why
so
we're
the
on
winner,
TV.
we'll let you know, you'll get that American Idol prize pack. Season 11 kicks off tonight on our sister station, Fox 43.
And,
all right.
Yeah, it's time to go head over to the kitchen when we come back and try all of the dishes and desserts from Chef Brad Kelly with Eric and Morgan. Stay with us. Oh, wow. This is a feast here. Chef Brad Kelly, Eric, and Morgan. This is delicious. You guys are awesome. You rocked it out. When you always come, it's always fun. And look at this, the cleanup and the presentation.
Valentine's Day coming up. Looking forward to having you in Restaurant Week. Salacia catch down at Mahi Ma's. That's the one place I'd go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You were selling that.
Yeah, Motown.
And Virginia Beach Restaurant Week runs now through January 22nd. We'll have all the information on our website, your address, if folks want to just come down.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I had the flounder. It's really good.
Piece of fish. Delicious.
Oh,
And
good,
fresh.
thanks.
I can tell it's fresh.
Yeah,
Try
I
the
mean,
flounder.
as he was swimming yesterday.
I want to thank the people from Aberdeen Gardens there in Hampton. February 4th, a breakfast for Black History Month. Thanks for coming in this morning, guys.
You missed it. He just faced her with whipped cream or whatever you want to call it. Good morning, everyone. We'll see you. I'm going. Get the
I knew you were going to do it. I saw you playing with the food.